Hey, first and foremost, I have to point out how incredibly cute is this? Oh my gosh. So grateful. So it is almost 1 a.m. on March 22nd as of the time I'm recording this. And my birthday just ended less than an hour ago on March 21st. And I feel so grateful right now, not only because Evie's so darn cute, but because I feel the desire to record this video. Have any of you read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love? Highly recommend it. I've linked to it down below in the description. I just started reading it. I don't know how far I'm into it, maybe a third or maybe close to a half of the way through. And she talks about this concept of the way creativity comes into our lives. And sometimes we, as creative types, will feel the desire to create, and we have to run as fast as we can to create, because sometimes that desire to create just disappears and the ideas we have just disappear. And that's how I feel very frequently. So whenever I get the desire to record a video, I feel like I literally need to drop everything and record. I have so much to say in this video, and as usual, I don't entirely know where this is going to go, but I sort of do, because full transparency, I recorded about 10 minutes of this video and then had a technical error, so I'm starting again from scratch. But the good news is that helped me get out some of my thoughts that I can more clearly and quickly express to you. I do want to thank you for being here and watching, because I have no idea as of this moment how long this video is going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be quite long, as many of the videos are here. And I really do want to say I'm so thankful that you watch. I guess the theme of this whole video is a lot about the things that I've been working through, and I apologize if I repeat myself in these videos, because these videos are just kind of streams of consciousness. They come out, they're unedited. I don't usually rewatch them, so I don't remember exactly what I said in other videos. And so if I've said this before, forgive me, but maybe it needs to be reiterated. What I may be repeating myself on is that this year has just been really interesting. So technically, a brand new year just started for me because my birthday just happened. So my specific year has now restarted, but we also had 2016. And I'm also referring back to a whole year, 365 days ago. All those different periods, so much has shifted for me. And it's really profound. And I wish I had more of a reference point to see if this feels like a bigger shift than any other period of time in my life. I guess we often go through different really hardcore transitions. And I feel like I'm either at the beginning of one or in the midst of one. And that's really impacted my work. And I think that has been really challenging for me, because I have a lot of guilt. In fact, so much so that this past week, I've literally been waking up in the middle of the night in a complete panic, frequently feeling like I forgot to do something, or I let somebody down and they're complaining because I didn't do something. Ooh, it's heavy and it's in me, and I'm trying to get that out as soon as possible, because it's greatly disrupting my sleep, and because of my sleep cycle's all messed up, it's affecting everything, including my desire to make videos. So I'm very clear that I need to shift out of that. Where that's coming from is just this feeling that there's a lot of pressure in this field that I'm in, which is social media, YouTube, content creation. And I also think that it's coming because I'm in this transition, and it's very hard for me to express what this transition is all about. I know it's very vague, so I'm going to try to explain it as best I can. But as I was saying in the video that I recorded right before this, it kind of reminds me of The Little Mermaid, the Disney version. For some reason, about a week ago, I had this desire to watch a clip from that movie. So I pulled it up online and I watched maybe 15 or 20 minutes of it. That movie resonates with me on a number of levels. It was one movie I distinctly remember seeing in the theater as a little kid. And I was with my dad, and it felt like this special experience. And so it touches my heart in this very nostalgic way. So it was kind of healing to watch it for the first time in years and years. But what I was specifically drawn to in the movie, and the part that I really wanted to watch for whatever reason, was the part where Ariel gives up her voice in order to pursue love, right? She has to exchange her voice, her beautiful singing voice and talking voice, to transition from her mermaid fin into her legs. And I bring that up because I often feel like I don't know, like in this past 365 days and all these different periods of New Year's, I feel like I've kind of lost my voice. I feel like I don't know how to fully express myself, and there's so much that I want to say and it's not coming out. And that's so frustrating. And I have beaten myself up a lot about it. And I know I shouldn't be. So I need to be more conscious about it and work on that every day. And I have been, but it's hard. It's hard to work through these things. You know, I've been meditating almost every single day for several weeks now, and that's helped a lot. Been doing a ton of reading. I've been reading like more than maybe ever. I'm just like book after book after book, mainly books around personal development and growth and financial elements of business and all of that. And it's been really, really wonderful, but I still am carrying that guilt, and that's why I have these kind of anxiety, nightmares, and waking up and all of that. So coming back to where that guilt is coming from is that I feel like I'm trying to make a shift away from the type of work that I had been doing with Eco Vegan Gal for so long into a more developed, more authentic part of myself. And this channel is actually the most authentic side of me, the place where I feel the most myself and the most open. And I feel like I can be vulnerable here and still feel safe. I feel accepted. It's very rare that I receive any criticism here, although at this time I'm still not reading YouTube comments because it's not worth it for me right now. My ego and my sense of self still feels really fragile. And I think that's because of this transitionary period where I'm trying not to let too many outside influences affect me, because I feel kind of like I'm being like reborn or something. And I feel like this little sensitive kid who's feeling her way around the world and doesn't want too many people trying to tell me what to do and what I should and shouldn't do. And yet, I still am picking up on a lot of that. So when I was talking about feeling pressure, it's in the sense where this is my career and I don't often feel good enough. I don't feel like my videos are good enough. I feel like I don't do enough videos. I feel like I'm not on social media enough, or the quality of my content isn't good enough. And so I'm just constantly battling against all those thoughts that are really in my ego. And this feeling that I'm not being perceived the way I want to be perceived, and I am trying to be something that maybe people don't see me as yet, and I don't know how to fully express it yet because I haven't fully developed the voice, and like there's just these conflicting emotions all the time. And it's been so hard for me to figure out what to say yes to and what to say no to. It's been hard for me to figure out how to set boundaries. I carry so much guilt around communication. And yesterday, I was expressing to a friend that I'm so overwhelmed by digital communication. Even though I love it, I love being online, it just feels like people are coming at me from so many different directions. I mean, we've got the telephone and email, then we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and then other networks like Pinterest and LinkedIn that I'm not on very frequently. And it's like every single day there's some new message, there's a new question, there's a new request. And at this point, I don't feel like I can, or maybe I just feel like I don't want to answer them all. And I carry this guilt that people are judging me for that, or are criticizing me for that, or are angry at me because I'm not responding. You know, every once in a while I get someone through email who like seems to be very upset that I didn't respond right away. And I think we just live in this interesting time where there is that pressure. There is a judgment. If you don't get back to people in a quick amount of time, then suddenly you don't care about them. And that's not necessarily the truth. It definitely isn't for me. If I don't respond to something, it doesn't mean that I don't care. It often means that I'm overwhelmed. It often means that I'm not in the space to respond at that time. And then if I don't address it then, it just disappears into the ether amongst all the other communication. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I just feel like it's getting more and more intense. And the anticipation of, is it going to get even worse? Are we ever going to work through this? Are other people feeling this way, or are people okay with all this communication? And then I wonder, how authentic is communication if it's just coming so frequently? Like it's on Facebook, for example. Like you can have thousands of friends on Facebook, but remember before Facebook existed, like friends were people that you actually spent time with in person. They were people that you saw. They were people that you would call. They were people that you may even write a physical letter to, right? I mean, most of us can count our friends on one or two hands. And yet on social media and all along the digital realm of things, we have so many people in our lives. And so as humans, we're not like fully like designed, if you want to use that term, capable or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. We're not like equipped to handle that much communication. And yet so many people just seem fully accepting of it. Like, oh, well, of course, yeah, I'm going to respond, and we're always on our phones and all of that. And, there's so many articles out there right now about the effect of being on our phones, whether it's affecting us physically because we're always hunched down, or the fact that we're not being present. What was I reading recently? Oh, I'm reading this great, great book. I think it's called How to Love Yourself and Sometimes Other People. I will link to it down below. I'm loving it, pun intended. And in the book, it talked about how it's so uncommon for people to be present. What we do is we feel so uncomfortable in physical social situations, like around people in person, that we often revert to our phones so that we can connect with other people who aren't there in person. And we're looking for that stimulation. In fact, when I really tune into why I go on social media, I'm like on there just to check if I got a new message, because it releases serotonin or whatever in my head. And I get excited because somebody acknowledged me online or responded to me online or mentioned me, whatever else it is. And it's like so addictive. And yet it goes away so fast, and it often doesn't really mean that much. But here's the plus side of all this, is that I found the more authentic I am in my communication, the more authentic conversations I have. And that's part of this whole transition that I'm going through, is that I am deeply desiring to connect with people, to have conversations be relatable and deep. I'm not interested in surface level stuff. For me at the beginning, and for many years of Eco Vegan Gal, it was more just like sharing these little experiences in my life. And I still like doing that. But what I really love is when I can talk about something on a deeper level, like personal development and being positive, being a compassionate person, raising our whole consciousness and our energetic vibration, whatever you want to call it. That's what lights me up. I love seeing people succeed and feel happy and fulfilled. That's why I do all the coaching. That's why I'm putting so much focus on that. And I'm less and less interested of even going to like physical events in person with people where that's not happening. I'm less and less interested going and just having small talk. And that's what I feel like so much of has been online for me, is just small talk. But what lights me up is when somebody reaches out to me, even on a place like Snapchat, and writes me a message explaining how my message resonated with them, how it's impacted them, and how, it's going in their own lives. Or they share something with me out of pure excitement because they feel connected to me. Like that deeply lights me up. And that's actually why I've been developing Eco-Vegan Pal. Almost said Eco-Vegan Gal, but Pal is the other name. I've been developing that for that very reason of wanting to connect with people deeper. If this is your first time hearing about it, I'm still working out a lot, but you can actually sign up to be part of the beta team for it. And I hope to be able to give it my full attention soon. I'm in the midst of a lot of projects right now, and that's a bit on the back burner. My goal and my dream with that is sorry, Evie's just so distracting in a good way. My goal with that is to make it be a place of deep connection. That's what I'm looking for. And I know other people are looking for that too. And that's probably why you're watching this video. So I hope that you will sign up for it and check it out. It's all very vague right now, but I promise I will expand upon things as it develops. So where else was I going with this? I think that's kind of my big message here, is that I feel guilty because there's so much I want to say, but I'm having trouble saying it. It's taking me time to process it, and I feel bad that I'm not communicating at a rapid speed. But I also don't know if communicating at a rapid speed is really in alignment with who I am right now in my life. I don't know if communicating with everybody that communicates with me is where I'm at. And I need to be okay with that, because it kind of takes away from the specialness if I talk to everybody. Wouldn't it feel more special if I only talked to the people who I really wanted to talk with? Authenticity is really important to me. And I think you can be authentic and talk to everybody, of course, but I think that connection I'm talking about is so key. In fact, that's what I love in life, is when I meet people and I feel like I'm special to them. I'm not just another person that they know, just another person that they're talking to, just another person that they're going out with, whether it's romantic or friendship or whatever it is. Like when I meet friends, for example, and they want to hang out with me one-on-one, they want to do things specifically with me, when they invite me to things that they don't invite everybody to, like that's such an amazing feeling for me. It's like I feel special, I feel important, I feel valuable in that person's life. And I want to do that more in my life. I want to do that more through content. I spent so much time, especially over the past few years, having this drive to like build this huge audience and feeling this pressure. I connected success to having a big audience. I thought I had to have high numbers, high view counts on YouTube, a lot of subscribers, lots of likes on social media, lots of followers, all of these things. But what does that really mean? How is that really success? It's not for me, I don't think. This year, this part of this transformation I keep referring to is about those connected, those deep, those authentic relationships. Is not about the number, quantity over quality. And that's part of how I've been going with my videos too, is sure, I could churn out videos all the time. And actually my plan with Eco-Vegan Pal is to do some sort of daily video content. But that daily video content is going to be for a small group of people that are part of the Eco-Vegan Pal membership group. So it will be a very different type of content. And maybe one day my content won't be quite as public, because I don't know if I feel fully fulfilled from that. Why does it need to be public? It almost would be more valuable if it was private for the people that really wanted it, not just for someone who stumbled upon my video because of the keywords or the title or the thumbnail that I used. I don't know if that means so much to me anymore. It does in some ways. One thing I love to do is to help brands get the word out about the work that they do. So those type of videos, maybe a lot of my public content will just be a lot of branded content, and that's not going to be for everyone. And that's why Eco-Vegan Pal is going to be there. So I'm kind of talking out loud about the things I've been processing with this new platform, but speaking about it helps make it make me understand it a little bit more and expressing that to you in my thought process. I really love keeping you in the loop, and maybe this channel will remain my public place to express these things, but a lot of this stuff will also be an Eco Vegan Pal as it goes along. My computer just switched settings. I'm back. Okay. So, do I have anything else I'd like to say? Not sure. One thing I would love is for live video to develop a little more. I feel like this could be a great type of content for something like Periscope or Google Hangouts, but those feel like they're often best when they're planned ahead of time or when they're really short content. So another thing that I either want to incorporate into Eco Vegan Pal or I hope develops through social media and through video content is live videos where if I just want to sporadically record a video like this, you can jump on and we can have this whole chat and this maybe even jump in on video. And I think that's happening with things like Blab, but I feel like we need to build some more momentum towards those. And I think I need to experiment more with all of that, because these videos, I really feel like I'm talking specifically to you, but you're often watching it hours, if not days or weeks or months after I've recorded this content. And so it doesn't feel quite as connected. All right, I just felt a wave of exhaustion, and I have a lot of work to do tonight, way into the wee early hours of the morning. So I'm going to get going. Thank you again for watching and listening as I process through. I hope that what I've talked about today relates to you somehow and resonates with you somehow. And, you know, right now having the comment system on just doesn't feel good to me, but it does feel frustrating that, you know, the feedback loop is a little bit different. And again, that's a huge element of Eco Vegan Pal, where we'll be able to have more open dialogue with each other. And I'll be able to respond, or I'll feel more compelled to respond faster and all of that through that system. So stay tuned. In the meantime, if you do want to share anything with me, I love reading personal emails from you. I don't always get around to responding to them, but I read every single email that comes into my inbox. So never hesitate to email me. And if email's not your thing, you can send me a short message anywhere. Instagram, I check every day, Twitter, Facebook. Where else? Oh, Snapchat, of course. It's all under Eco Vegan Gal. Everything's linked down below. I would love to just hear from you and see what's going on in your life and connect with you more. I've built some amazing relationships with people like you, and they've lasted for years and years. So I look forward to seeing who else is going to come into my life as an effect of doing a video like this one. Okay, I hope you're doing really, really well. Stay tuned for how things progress with Eco Vegan Pal. Sign up down below if you're interested in it. And stay tuned for how my voice is evolving and transforming. I have no idea where it's going to go, but I feel like it's going in the right direction. Okay, till next time.